How you doing, guys? It's Kevin. We're back with another video. A little while back I made a video on fire pit, and it's gotten almost over 200,000 views on it. And in that video I lit the top of this tank. I'm going to show you guys why I lit the top of that tank, and I'm going to show you the proper way of cleaning this tank out before cutting. The propane tank. We want to make sure we do it the right way. I know in that video I think I might have made some mistakes by not showing you how to properly clean the propane tank. So this time I'm going to do a video on how to clean this propane tank for cutting, to make sure you do it the right way and nobody gets themselves hurt. So the first thing we want to do is we want to check this tank to see if it has any gas in it. Because we don't want any gas in it. And there's a few different ways we could do that to make sure that there's no gas in this tank. Now this is a newer tank here. I'm going to have to get the camera up a little closer so I can show you a little better. Okay, on this tank, this is one of the newer style valves. Now the older style valve, I don't know if you can see, this one here has like a little plunger inside there. So if you turn this on, you're not going to get any gas out of it. So you don't know if there's gas in this tank, because guess what? This thing has to be pushed in here. And the only way you can push it in there is you have on your grill, if you notice on your grill, you got this big round bolt here. And then you have a nipple right here in the center. And this is what pushes that inside of that tank in. Now, if this was an older style tank and it didn't have these big threads on the outside of it, it would be an open valve. You could just turn it on and the gas would come out. So this is a new style tank. This is actually still a good tank. It could be used. I'm only cutting this tank up. I wouldn't be cutting this tank if it wasn't for me wanting to redo this video. So if you put this on your grill or you put it on anything, just screw your piece on there. And now if there's gas in this tank, it's going to come out of this hole, which I already know that this tank is empty. And you can hear a tiny little bit in there. That's because the valve was closed. A wee little bit. You can hear a wee little bit there. But if there was any more than that in there, what I would want to do is I would want to take that tank and put it on my grill, or get one of them heaters and put up there and light it up, you know, just to make sure all the gas is out of the tank. And it's just a tiny little bit in there. We'll let that leak off. You want to make sure that, you know, if it was hissing out there really hard, I wouldn't be letting it run. But it's pretty much an empty tank. And I think that's just because it builds up pressure on its own. But what we're going to do now is, now that we know that there's no gas inside this tank, we're going to turn the valve off and we're going to cut this top piece off of here. This piece right here, we want to cut this off. And there's just some little tack welds going around here. And we're just going to cut them off with a 4-inch grinder. But we want to make sure the valve is turned off while you're cutting them. Don't leave this valve open while you're cutting. I don't care if this thing's not on, make sure that valve's off. Even if you take this off, make sure the valve is turned off, because there's still an odor of gas in there that will catch on fire. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to turn our valve off and get this top cut off. Alright, our top is off. We're going to hang this, we're going to keep this around just a little bit. Now, we know that there's no gas in the tank. So we got the valve off. I'm going to check it one more time to see if I hear any more gas coming out of it. It's got a little odor of gas, and it's done. Every time I close that valve, it seems to build just a little bit of pressure, but it's done. There's no noise, no air coming out of it. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to take this valve out of the top. We're going to take this valve off. But we're still going to keep it, well, it doesn't matter whether it's open or closed. But we're going to go ahead and knock this valve out. Now, I found that the easiest way to knock this valve out is to take a hammer and hit it from this side. And it'll break it loose because they're really tight in there. These things are super tight. Now we got the tank turned over, what we're going to do is give it a couple good whacks and see if we can get it to break loose. You see it's turning now. To put a pipe wrench on there, it's a little bit hard. Okay. Now, you want to stay out of the way of that thing because if it breaks loose, there's a lot of gas, it'll blow through. And I know it's empty, so we got a good empty tank here. That's the inside of the tank. Okay, now we got our valve out. So, next step. The reason why I said let's let this thing hang around for a little while is this is something you can do to reinsure that there's no more gas in this tank. Take where you take the valve out, turn this tank over upside down, okay? And just let the tank sit there all night. Just leave it sit there all night because if there's any gas inside this tank, that gas is going to be heavier. It is a liquid propane. So the gas will leak out the bottom if there be any gas inside this tank. If you left it set all night, you'd make sure that you got every bit of the gas out of the tank. I'm going to skip that process, but if you'd like to, you can do it. Just flip it over and let it set all night. It's not going to hurt anything. If you got the time, let it set. That would be the safest way to do it. But what we're going to do now is we're going to take this tank and we're going to wash it out. And the way I would do that is I would take a little bit of soap. I'll take a little bit of soap. And I pour a little bit of soap inside this thing. And then I'm going to take it out there and I'm going to rinse it out with the water hose. Just a little bit's all you need. A little bit of soap in there. And then we take it to the water hose. We're going to rinse it out. We're going to fill it not all the way full. We're going to fill it we're going to put some in it and we're going to shake it around. Then we'll put some in it, shake it around. Then we'll fill it all the way to the top and then let it drain. Okay, we're on to our next step. So we're going to go ahead and put some water in this thing. Get us a little bit of water in there. Shut it off. Then we're just going to shake this thing. What we want to do is we want to try to get that soap worked around there real good. And dump it out. This may take a while, but what you want to do is do this a couple times. Yeah, we'll do this a few times. Just try to get all that odor, that gas out of there. Shake it around. Dump it out. Alright, now we're going to fill it up all the way to the top. So the water comes out the top. It's freezing out here this morning. I think it's only in the teens. But we're going to get this done and get it back in the garage. I'd say that tank is full. No soap in there yet. We'll just let the soap run out. Alright, I think this tank is clear full. So we're going to tip it over and let it drain. Okay guys, you seen what we did. We got it all cleaned out. Now my next step, and I know in my last video you guys seen me light the top of this tank on fire. And the reason why I lit that tank on fire, both them tanks had been setting for a very long time with the valves open. They didn't even have a gas smell to them. So I took the propane tank, I light the propane, and then I put it over the hole. And the reason why is because if I was up here and I'm cutting this top out, and I got a plasma cutter or whatever, and I'm cutting, and I'm sitting there cutting, and then the flames get in there, and there's still gas in there, where's the gas going to go? It's going to come out the top. So that was the reason why I lit the tanks on fire. You guys, I want you to keep an eye on this tank, because what I'm going to do is, I showed you how to properly clean the tank before cutting. I'm going to turn this tank into another fire pit. And I had over 200,000 views on the last fire pits that last 2 pits that I built. A lot of people had questions and a lot of people had ideas. Well, somebody even wanted me to light them up. I had a lot of people ask me to light them up. Well, I had given them away. I don't have them anymore. I gave them to my boys, and I don't have them no more. So I'm going to make another one, but I'm going to use you guys as ideas. A lot of your ideas that you ask, like somebody asked, hey, could you put a door on it? Put a screen on it so the sparks don't fly out. Put a grate in it. There's a few things. I'm going to use your ideas, and I'm going to build another fire pit out of this thing, and I hope you guys enjoy it. It's going to be a few steps. This is the first one. So there's going to be actually 3 steps to this video. So keep your eyes open for the next video. I hope you guys enjoy. Don't forget to subscribe, leave me thumbs up, thumbs down, or a comment if you'd like. Till next time.